Almost surprised that we actually had a moment of agreement, but why not? Must be that festive season. Let's talk now to Dr. Roger Gewolb. He's personal finance and credit expert, founder of fairmoney.com and campaign for fairfinance.com. Dr. Roger, good morning.
Good morning, James.
So, I described your discussions today as malice, gaslighting, concern and insanity. So let's start with taking a look at Messrs Bailey, Hunt and Rishi, although you've used two surnames and one first name. So that's you should have said Bailey, Hunt and Sunak, or Andrew, Jeremy and Rishi. I mean, well, I'm not here to mark your work for you, but that's what I'd say.
Well, no, absolutely. But you see, the problem is, James, that these days things are so bad that every time I write about Prime Minister Sunak, pardon me, whether it's notes for a television program or an article for a newspaper, and I say his name, the predictive text types sunk.
Oh, well, I think that would be highly approachable. Rishi sunk. Anyway, well, let's talk very quickly because we're against it time-wise. So let's take a look at those inflation numbers and what it means. So, you know, how are they doing?
Well, it's come down nicely to 3.9% for the year to November. It was 6.7% in the year to September, and 4.6% in the year to October, so it's moving downwards. As, if I may say, I've been saying it would for well over a year. The interest rate rises, the 14 rises we've had, have prolonged, actually, the time that it took for this to happen rather than helping. You know, it isn't very complicated. If you make money more expensive for people who are buying food and energy, then, you know, prices are going to go up and you're going to fuel the inflation. It's like pouring an airplane tanker of oil on a Californian forest fire. It was insane. And as I also predicted way back then, the moment the inflation started to drop, as this cost push type inflation always does all by itself, Messrs. Bailey, Hunt, and Sunk would be claiming all the credit for it.
And just very quickly, in a sentence or two, to fight persistent inflation is what they say. I'm assuming you disagree with that.
Well, yes, because, I mean, the numbers show that it isn't persistent inflation. It is falling gradually. What it means is that prices are still going up, but somewhat more slowly. And the inflation didn't help fight in the first place, and it's going to just do further damage to all the damage they've wreaked already.
There we go. Dr. Roger Gewolb, personal finance and credit expert and founder of fairmoney.com. Thank you very much indeed for joining us this morning, giving us your assessment of those insane interest rate rises. Now, I am going to be back tomorrow from 5 for your early breakfast. It's going to be a big one. But next here...